So Paul, why is breathing so important?
Because it keeps us alive. Right?
Can't live without it. Paul, talk about how using breathing techniques can help people with managing stress, anxiety, getting prepared for big events, and just what breathing techniques can do for folks.
When you breathe properly, from the abdomen, not from chest. Chest breathing is shallow breathing. It's not real breathing. It doesn't nourish the body. Right. So breathe from the abdomen, deep breath, through the nose, hold it, out the mouth, release it slowly, a slow, regular pattern. You can do it for 3 count or 5 count each. It just relaxes you. Mm-hmm. It centers you. It gets you back to who you are. Right? And so with all the noise going on around you, it's a great way before you walk into a meeting, before you have I do it, before you have an important call, right. Certainly before you're going out there and lining up in a very big time game, just doing that one thing can center you, relax you, and get you prepared to play.
Yeah, I never really tried to get into any.
I didn't do it when I was playing either.
Yeah, no.
I didn't learn this stuff until, again, I go to the desert and...
Well, you're the one who kind of got me thinking about it, and I went through a period of time where I was having just a little bit of minor health issues, and with that I was getting some blood pressure problems. And I realized part of it was I had blood pressure problems, got to work on the diet and the exercise and all that stuff. But the other part of it was that, to learn to calm myself down. So I would do some really simple breathing techniques, like very simple guided meditation breathing techniques. It helped. It helped me a lot. It really calmed me down, and I saw the light.
God, praise God.
This guy's been working on me.
Well, as you know,
we're all works in progress.
Yeah, we are all works in progress, and I'm really super proud of you, Jack, because you were a tough nut. You used to laugh at me.
I'm still a tough nut.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
But I think you've realized that some of these things can be very helpful in life, right?
Yeah.
And because we get so distracted by what's going on around us, and is it really that important? No. End of day, no, it's not. But the pure practice of breathing, when you incorporate it into a meditation practice or prayer, or even when you're walking or on the beach or a park or wherever, I find that when you do it in conjunction with those activities, then when you go back to the breathing, it kind of takes you right back to that place of serenity, peace, calmness.
Right. And, typically for guys, especially kind of like scrappy guys, and I'm going to talk to you about one of your scrappy guys in your life, it's kind of contrary to what we're taught, right? To calm down. It's all about running through a brick wall and knocking over people, and and I don't mean even just in football. I mean in life. Like, you're supposed to just power your way through, yes, instead of stopping, relaxing, and getting yourself centered and relaxed and in a much better place to deal with the stuff that does come your way. Your son, you helped him with that, Andrew. Talk about Andrew's path, where he was hoping to play football at Arizona and that didn't work out for him, and how, if you don't mind just telling a little bit of his story, and how he came to the breathing stuff that you've been teaching him.
Andrew's our foxhole guy, our foxhole son.
Right.
It's a guy you want on your side, on your team, because he will take a bullet for you, literally.
Right.
And he's one of those guys that has been accustomed to running through a brick wall.
Right.
He had, in his entire life, he had to overcome a lot. His birthday's July 31st, which is the youngest date that you can possibly have in youth sports. The cutoff is August 1st.
So he was always the youngest kid.
Always the youngest. Right. Plus he was a late bloomer, so he was undersized, and so he's always swimming upstream in youth sports his entire life. Yeah. Then he had some injuries and some other things. He's had these challenges that have been presented to him, and he's had to grit his way through it, right, which he has. He's done a phenomenal job.
Right.
But he was in college at Arizona. He was on a path that wasn't really healthy for him. It wasn't really working. He was doing fine in school, but on the field, he was a walk-on, preferred walk-on at Arizona. He wanted to play in the Pac-10. And in the world of walk-ons versus scholarship players, the walk-ons, unless you're a phenom, sensational, eye-opening type stud, you're going to be overlooked. You're not going to be getting the attention, not going to be getting the love.
That must have been hard on him.
Very hard, very hard. Yeah. So that manifested in some ways that were not beneficial for him. He's probably partying too much and doing some things he should have been doing. And then he had a freak accident injury where someone landed on his right wrist, his right forearm at spring break. And that was sort of the beginning of the end there. We all knew, he knew. I presented it to him, too many things had happened. Right. So you got to pay attention to those things. Right. And so he decided to leave.
Come home.
Come home.
And then he went and played football at community college?
Yeah, community college, Santa Ana College. We went around to a few places. That was the right fit. It was awesome. And we're in the coach's office, and Andrew has a splint, on his arm. Yeah. And we're convincing the coach why Andrew's a stud. Hey, you got to get this guy. Right. The guy's like looking at us like, okay, arms in a splint. You gonna be ready for this season? Yeah. And he was, and he ended up having a phenomenal year. And that led him to get a scholarship.
And through that process, you had previously yourself gone to the desert to kind of find things about yourself that you wanted to work on, and so you took him to the desert.
When he came home from Arizona, before the community college thing, we were doing that, trying to figure that out, what school to go to next. I decided that he and I would go on a personal retreat together. And I presented to him a number of things that I had done myself. Right. And we meditated together. We did breathing exercises. I mean, it was weird. Imagine a father doing that with his son who's 18 years old, and it was brand new stuff. It's not like we'd been doing this our entire life, because all that stuff was new to me. Right. But he did it, and to this day, I mean, it really helped him. And he said that was probably the most impactful weekend we've ever had together. Yeah,
yeah. And so flash forward, he goes through his time at Santa Ana, and he ends up getting, as you mentioned, on a scholarship to play at New Mexico State. First game, on the road, University of Texas, 100,000 people in the crowd. Yeah. Welcome to the big leagues, brother.
It's the big leagues. It's it's big time, right? Wow. Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, here they come.
100,000 people, 100 degrees, 100% humidity, a lot of hundreds.
A lot of hundreds.
A lot of hundreds.
And so you had shared with me that he used his breathing techniques as he stepped onto the field for that game.
His first start in D1 football. So as you can imagine, on the road in that kind of environment against that kind of team, and I mean the spread was probably 40 points. He did the breathing techniques, and that helped center him, calm him. And he completed his first 19 passes. Wow. Threw a TD in the first half. They were down 14-6 or 14-7 in the first half. No one would have expected it. No. The stadium was quiet. They didn't know what was going on. And of course, the second half, it all changed. Sure. But Mac Brown, the head coach, came up to Andrew after the game and said, "Did you know you completed your first 19 passes?" And Andrew's like, "No, I didn't." He says, I told my guys at halftime, there's only one guy making plays on that offense, number 12, and we got to go get him. So they blitzed and they came. It was rough. Yeah. It was a rough second half, but he said, "You played a great game, young man. Congratulations." So that was cool.
So what an awesome experience for Andrew. I mean, to get to play in front of 100,000 people, calm himself with those breathing techniques that you taught him. But what about people who don't play football or aren't on stage in front of 100,000 people? Does the breathing techniques that he used, are they still stuff that they should use in their life as well?
For sure. Stress is everywhere on this planet, man. Everywhere you turn, right? And everyone has their stuff that they're dealing with. And so that's when you use it. If it's, you have an argument with a family member, a loved one, you have a disagreement with your boss, you don't rush home or rush to the bar and grab a drink. You can do this simple technique, and literally, again, if you incorporate some of these practices in your daily routine, it doesn't have to be that exotic. I think people are put off by it a little bit, like meditations.
Right.
Well, gosh, I've got to do this, and I'm and I've got to devote 30 minutes. I've got to be supremely quiet. Well, I've got 3 kids, and it could be 2 minutes in the shower.
Right.
When you're by yourself. It could be, when you first get up in the morning, if you get up early, you're walking the dog. It could be something, meditative like that.
Yeah.
So then if you use these breathing techniques as part of that practice, then you can just, one breath. I can do it right now. Let's go. You want to do it with me?
You and me right now?
Yeah, right now. We're going to breathe through the nose.
All right, let's go.
Deep breath, 5 count in.
Do I have to put my hands like this?
I do.
I'm going to put my hands right here.
Put your hands how you want to put them. 5 count in, hold it for 5, then let it out of your mouth. You breathe in through the nose, out of the mouth. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Well, you go super duper with it. I just kind of went lightweight.
I mean, I'm chill. I'm chill now.
You are chill. You actually are like noticeably more chill.
Right?
That's awesome.
So that's how cool it can be.
And also you mentioned about like somebody who sets you off, whether it be a boss or a loved one or whatever. It's also a way of, this isn't what it's intended for, is a anger management thing, but it is a way of kind of collecting yourself maybe in a moment where rather than snapping back at somebody, you can just take a breath, relax, calm yourself down, and then later maybe address any kind of problem that you might be having with whomever, right?
More times than not.
I would imagine. I don't know.
Well, more times than not, ego
Right.
is why we have issues.
Yeah.
The ego is like, okay, wait, you said this against me. Okay, I'm coming at you. Okay, I got to win. So it's one of those type things. That's stress. No, you don't have to. You just be you. Right. Just be you. And breathing will take you back to that place.
Right. So I guess to summarize, breathing is good.
Breathing is good. We should all breathe.
We should all breathe.
Deeply and correctly.
Right. And often.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
This is the part where we're supposed to tell people to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Okay, will you please do that then?
Yeah.
If you enjoy it,
yeah,
please do.
And if you don't, do it anyways, because we need your help.
We do.
Also, we have a website called GameChangeNation.com. Just go there and subscribe and you'll get tons of free content.
And what we're really trying to do is create a community of people that love sports.
Yep.
And the great lessons that we learn from sports, but we want to hear from you.
We do. So we're going to have a bunch of social media pages from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter to Facebook. Instagram, I probably already said all of them. Please join them and tell us your stories. We'd love to hear from you. Oh, and we wrote a book.
Oh.
Forgot about that.
Forgot that.
The book is called Through the Tunnel. It's available on Amazon now. If you go straight down here to this link that you can see below us, you will be able to purchase it. We'd love it if you could do it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.